Confirmation of the two teams there. Looking at England first, it's almost 6 years since England have gone into a test match without either Kevin Pietersen or Andrew Flintoff. Food for thought there. The Australians might look at that batting lineup and think we can do some damage as well. The Australians, most unusual to see them on the park without a specialist spinner. It's Stuart Clark replacing Nathan Horrocks, and therefore a four-pronged seam attack.
Here we go. Ben Hilfenhaus, first ball to Andrew Strauss. Big shout, going down leg side, is he?
Well, the rub of the green has gone England's way throughout the series, and Hawkeye is going to suggest that it's gone England's way again.
Oh, what an unbelievable catch. It wasn't the greatest shot by Andrew Strauss.
And the Australians deserved Andrew Strauss's wicket. They certainly had him at LBW. Now they've got him in a much more glamorous way. Beauty. Forefinger and thumb. A distracted Andrew Strauss. A very difficult morning for him.
Oh, that's out. Bounce from Hilfenhaus. Bopara played it badly.
Hilfenhaus has come in with some venom. Australia looked, well, do look very, very pumped today. It's a terrific start for them. Just a single for Ravi Bopara. It's 16 for 2.
Lovely shot by Imbel. That really will give England something to cheer about, because nothing much has happened today to celebrate from an England point of view. Oh, that's a loose shot. Cook just with visions of a glorious cover drive, but lucky that just didn't get a little tickle on that, and it ended up in the keeper's gloves.
Yeah, we've seen this a few times this series, going reasonably hard outside off stump.
That's much more Cook's area. He should try and make sure the bowlers direct the ball in that sort of zone for him, leave the ones outside off stump, and then put them away when they stray onto his pads. 29 for 2 after 11 overs, and Ponting deciding to call up Mitchell Johnson. In the air and wide of the gully fielder, 4 runs to Bell, who of course has had his own problems with Mitchell Johnson.
Oh dear me, that's brilliant. That's why you pick Mitchell Johnson. That's why Ricky Ponting will always pick Mitchell Johnson, because there's magic in the man.
And he bangs one in, it catches him having to jump back and jump up, and it gloves him, and it's an easy catch really. Well bowled, lad. Bell goes for 8, it's 39 for 3.
Oh yeah, another example of what Stuart Clark does well. Ricky Ponting is very good in that position. Australia are going to go doolally here. Beautiful little spell this from Stuart Clark.
Well, he gets it in that corridor of uncertainty. Perfect length, drawing the batsman forward, just outside off stump, and then if it moves, which it did, away, it's perfect cricket from Australia. And he's gone, Collingwood, for naught, 42 for 4.
Way, that'll tell him all he needs to know about things out there.
Oh, it's a streaky shot at best. Oh, loose shot, but he's gone hard and he's shredded it straight between backward point and gully. Oh, there it is again. Ball angling across Matthew Pryor, but a little like Adam Gilchrist did for Australia for all of those years, it's counter-attacking all the time. It's not letting the bowler settle in. Catch it! He's got him, he's got his man here again. Alistair Cook was looking very solid here for England, but once again, Stuart Clark making the batsman play.
He probably doesn't think he did anything wrong there. He played forward, he didn't really go with the movement at all. He tried to hold the line, but he got the edge. It was a perfect delivery from Stuart Clark. And, well, you can't win a test match on the first morning, but you can certainly lose it. England are 63 for 5.
That's another vicious delivery there from Mitchell Johnson. He's a big, tall lad. Stuart Broad, he's got to be all of 6'6", but still Mitchell Johnson was able to extract enough bounce. Big shout here, another decision and an important one, but turned down. I think going down the leg.
Yes, plenty of movement from Clark, but the bounce just saving Stuart Broad. Anybody of 6'6" who's hit at the top of the pad, you can be pretty certain that ball's going over the top.
He's got him, he's got his man. Straight up in the air there. Simon Katic taking the catch.
Just a little bit of extra bounce again, and a cannily positioned short leg, slightly deeper than normal. Simon Katic, that would have been too quick for a man 2 yards from the bat, but just far enough back to be able to react to that. Did it carry? That was why Broad was just lingering, but the umpires said it did, and he's on his way back, and Clark has 3 for 7.
Flies into that gap just to the left of Gully, where Australia have sort of floated a fielder. No stopping that. That will race away for 4. Matt Pryor gets a lot of bat onto it. Thankfully there doesn't seem to be any legacy from that spasm he had before play began. Lovely, isn't that? Really good. You couldn't ask for it to be too much better, particularly with Stuart Clark's control of length. Nicely taken. That's Michael Clark. He's got a couple. Ponting's been in the act. Australia have caught everything.
All the bowlers in the action now. Great line and length there, Peter Siddle. And a very good catch.
Swan goes for no score. It's 92 for 7. Whoa, gee, Steve Harmison, who got a terrific welcome from the crowd. They're excited to see him back. Now gets a heavy welcome from Peter Siddle. Bowled, really well bowled. Peter Siddle has steamed in since the lunch break, consistently above 90 mph. Australia are swarming all over the Poms. It's 98 for 8.
Oh, that could be out, and it is. That's a lovely short delivery by Siddle. Angled straight at the body, and Jimmy Anderson just got his gloves up, and, well, it was a simple catch there for Haddon. Beautifully bowled. Graham Onions. Oh, and a good shot. Well, that could be out. That could be out. I'm sure he's going to give it. No? Oh, yes, he is. That's what I thought. Another wonderful short ball by Siddle. 5 wickets for Siddle, and England all out 102. What a shocker.
I think actually he's got a bit of a rough one here, Graham Onions, because that actually hit him on the arm guard, and that's why he stood there, and he actually showed a tiny bit of dissent at the umpire afterwards, just indicating where it hit him. That shouldn't have been given out, but it doesn't detract from the fact that that's an awful performance by England to be bowled out for 102.
10 catches held by the Australians. Only 2 England players getting into double figures. 30 for Alistair Cook, 37 from 43 balls for Matt Pryor. The Australian batsman may take heart from that. He showed that this is not a pitch that's unbattable on. 1 for Ben Hilfenhaus, who was so good with the new ball. 5 for 21 in 9 overs and 5 balls for Peter Siddle, who was superb when he came back for a second spell. Mitchell Johnson got one with a short pitcher. The best of the bunch, in my view, though, Stuart Clark, 10 top-class overs, 4 maidens, 3 for 18.
Right, Jimmy Anderson, first ball to Watson. Oh, don't bowl short, don't bowl short. That gets the Aussies off to an easy start. No, no, no. They've had a bad morning with the bat, and they've started badly with the ball. Oh, there's the gully, should catch it. Yes, good move by Andrew Strauss to bring a gully in, and that's out.
Well, there's plenty of apprehension about the bowling of Steve Harmison in Australians' minds, and you can see why. They've been saying all along they've been quite relieved he hasn't played earlier in the series. Katic gone for a duck, 14 for 1.
Well, Ricky Ponting coming into bat, and a lot of booing there, which I disagree with. That's appalling. He's a terrific player for Australia, one of the great players. He's captain of his country, and if you can't respect that and applaud it, then you should keep quiet.
4. Third poor ball that Anderson's bowled, and all 3 of them have whistled to the boundary off Shane Watson's bat. He looks in really good touch. Oh, get on. Get onto it like that. Good stroke. He gets into position quickly.
Well, I think that's well played. It's got an ooh and an ah from the crowd who are on the edge of their seats. Brilliant! This is fabulous cricket from Ricky Ponting. Oh, what a bad hat for a stroke. Graham Onion's first ball delivered into the stands. And again, Ricky Ponting, a masterclass. The Australian captain has 31 in 19 balls. Beautiful stride into the ball and then total commitment to the stroke. Yes! He's kidding. Ricky Ponting is kidding. Ricky Ponting was gone for all money and by miles too. Complete misjudgment from the Australian captain, and Ian Bell could not take advantage. Fantastic. Almost the best of them because he seemed to have so much time to play the stroke. The first time that Anderson has replaced Harmison, and the difference in pace showed. In fact, the lack of effect of Anderson so far is a worry.
Well, that's 50 to Ricky Ponting, and it really has been a masterclass of how to bat on this pitch. Clearly somewhere he likes Headingley too. 127, 144 and 72 his previous scores here. Now 52 not out. Shot. Got over the top of that really well. Broad's been bowling well, but that was just a fraction short, a fraction wide, and the masterful Ponting doesn't really need any invitation to capitalise on those. He's timed that to death. That was little more than a little back foot push. Well, amazingly, we are just after 4:30 in the afternoon on the first day of this Test match, and that 3 to Shane Watson has given Australia the lead, and they've still got 9 wickets in hand. Not a good day in the office for England.
New spell by Steve Harmison. Now, can he pitch it up and get a breakthrough? Oh no. Another short ball. Has there been a worse day than this for England since 2007 in Australia? Oh, you can't bowl that. How many times? That's a length, but it's one ball after giving him 8. Another short ball. I mean, you can't bowl worse rubbish than this. And that 4 brought the 100 partnership up. Short again. Beautifully played. He deliberately played it. It might have gone off a little bit of the top edge, but give credit to the batsman. He saw the ball early, short. Oh, good shot. Maybe slightly on the up, but he's so confident now, is Ponting. And that's 50 for Watson. I think a very common sense, well played 50 of 65 balls. It's his third 50 in 3 innings. As a stand-up opener when he's always been a middle order guy, and he's played absolutely splendidly. Oh, that could be out. That's worth a shout. I thought so. Well pitched up delivery. Watson didn't like it, but I think when we see that again, I'll be very surprised if that isn't out. Well bowled, Graham Onions.
He's had a great innings there. Good, really good start. Bashing him straight in line with the stumps. And that's 133 for 2.
Oh, that's the first false shot Ricky Ponting's played. Oh, is that out? Is that straight? Yes, it is. Ricky Ponting trying to work a straight ball to his favourite onside. Well, what a mistake by the Australian captain.
Can you believe this has gone straight through the line of defence of one of the best players in the world with a straight ball, but he's held his line outside off stump very nicely here, which has forced a mistake of Ponting. 140 for 3.
Oh, lovely shot by Mike Hussey. Beautiful stride into the ball there to drive that one from Graham Onions down to the boundary for 4. goodness me, Broad is changing this game. Going round the wicket to Hussey, who'd looked in complete control in his brief innings.
Has it hit him outside the line of off stump? No. Is it going down to miss leg stump? We're back to fascinating cricket. The lead's 49, but Australia are 4 down.
Well, that's 4. Now then, Jimmy Anderson. To me, all day, he's just looked a little bit raggedy around the edges. He produced a magnificent spell of bowling, many spells of bowling at Edgbaston. But is there a problem?
That's an absolutely full-on blow. So much so that the ball went back towards extra cover rather than glanced away behind the wicket. Just 5 or 6 minutes left in the day's play. And quick from Harmison. Out, surely out. Pryor takes the catch. Now it's over to Asad Rauf. But no response from Asad Rauf. Remember that the glove has a sort of a wristband, a sweatband on it. That's part of the wrist. If it hits that, it's out. Mind you, this one might tell us now. Let's have a good look. There's a bit of white inner glove poking out there that moves. It catches that inner glove that's poking out of the wristband. Oh no, and nobody in that slip area. Harmison's come in with some venom in this late evening period.
Nice bit of flight there from Swan, but the off drive from Marcus North brings his own half century, and Australia on the 300 for 4. They've scored 104 runs this morning in 24 and a bit overs, so the run rate still over 4 and over, and wickets proving elusive for England. Paul Collingwood's been just moved from slip to short extra cover. That's in the air, just wide of Collingwood. In fact, he wasn't there for that shot. Oh, well, was that out? Yes, it is. Graham Onions has finally made the breakthrough and deprived Michael Clarke of a very well-deserved 3rd century of the series. A good Yorker, and Clarke perhaps just a little bit deceived by that on the stroke of lunch. Makes his long and weary way off.
Well, it comes on the back of that other little error he made a moment ago, but the beautiful stuff there is the late swing. So encouraging for Onions, maybe reverse swing. Encouraging for England in general, but as Simon Hughes has just pointed out, that really is a marvellous innings, an innings of conviction and class from Australia's most informed player.
Another short ball that gets pulled. Gone fine, maybe finer than he expected or wondered, but he's got 4. Oh, that could be out. That could be out. He went for the pull shot, did Haddon, to a ball that wasn't really that short. And he was onto him a little bit quicker. No, that was a real mistake. And Harmison's got a wicket with a new ball.
That was a premeditated shot from Brad Haddon. He pulled the old ball and pulled it quite comfortably. The new one just comes on a bit more quickly and bounces with a bit of extra venom. And Haddon's on his way back. 3:23 for 6.
Oh, catch that. Oh, my goodness me. The new ball again.
Just that bounce that's so devastating for Harmison. It's a very hard thing for a new batsman. We've seen Harmison bowl the odd threatening ball, and we're not seeing Australia run away with the game, so the crowd have got involved. Brave stroke from Marcus North. Without much footwork, he was prepared to throw everything at it, and that's been the case for him against the new ball. It's almost as if he might as well look to score against it as defend it. Great placement. Really is a gorgeous stroke. That's very well hit. The clever thing about the stroke is the ball got so big, so high for Marcus North, it wasn't easy to hit it in front of square. Shows you how well he's playing.
flashing blade of Marcus North. Another boundary for him.
Graham Swan into the attack with the second new ball, just the 14th over with this second new ball, and tickled away down fine for a boundary. And that's the 50 partnership between North and Johnson. Shot. Not all that short from Swan, just only a fraction of room for Marcus North to back cut that one for 4. Gorgeous shot. That's going to be 4 all the way. I don't think they need to run for that. Very uncomplicated driver of the ball, Mitchell Johnson, and more despair for England as they try to pitch one up. Slog sweep at last from Marcus North. He's been waiting in the air, and it's straight down Bapara's throat, and he's taken it. Oh, he nearly overbalanced over the ropes for a second. The people on the Western Terrace might have thought he was going to make a Horlicks of that, but he took it comfortably in the end. And finally, a short pitch delivery has actually worked for England, but it's taken them a long time to get this wicket, and Australia have made 393 runs with it.
Well, this is obviously the ploy. Ball short and you'll get them out eventually. But by the time you do, they've got a hell of a lead at 393 for 7 and 291 runs in front.
Peter Siddle's out first ball. That's a super bit of bowling by Stuart Broad. Much too quick and much too straight for the Australian number 9. And he's on his way back for a duck.
And if anybody's deserved some success, it is Stuart Broad. He's pitched the ball up, he's balled one side of the stumps, and he's got his reward. He's got 4 wickets so far, Siddle for a duck, and Australia 394 for 8 with a lead of 292.
96 to Marcus North. He goes for the big one, and as he connected, he has. Brilliant shot, way over mid-wicket, and it's a 6 to celebrate for Marcus North's 2nd century of this series. Coming in off the back of superb batting from Ricky Ponting and Michael Clarke, he's really capitalised on a wearying England attack. Let's have a look at the distribution of his shots. 22 runs down to fine leg and 33 to third man. He's a back foot player, so he's able to guide the ball in those areas, but also 28 through the deep mid-wicket region. That's because England bowled just a bit too short to him, and only 6 runs straight down the ground because England never found a full enough length. Big smiting blow there from Stuart Clarke. That's gone way into the building work over long on.
Oh dear me, that has gone miles.
That, I can tell you, is some stroke, because that really cramped Clarke and got a bit bigger on him than he thought.
Holding. Stuart Broad gets his man there, and that's his fifer. Very important mark for the young man, and well played.
Yeah, Broad's second 5-wicket haul as a Test cricketer, but it's Clarke that everybody will applaud because he's provided some sparkling entertainment. Australia's lead 338, the total 440 for 9 now.
Well, yes, he's taken it. Not the worst move for Australia, that, I don't think, just to really get onto it at this stage. Ricky Ponting won't be disappointed.
Stuart Broad's best figures as an England cricketer. 25 overs and just that one ball, 6 for 91. But it's that man upon whom the attention will focus as the Australian fans stand to him. Marcus North has made a splendid 100, setting up a very, very difficult afternoon for England. Tea will be taken. There's the scorecard. 445, 51 for Shane Watson, 78 for Ricky Ponting, right at the top of the order. Did a great job. Michael Clarke deserved 100 for his top-class 93. Then Marcus North with that 100. Mitchell Johnson and Stuart Clarke had some fun down the list. And good, powerful stroke. That's the stuff that England need. Nicely done. Eased into the space at mid-wicket, which will encourage the crowd. and that'll race to third man for 4. Back-to-back boundaries, got the Western Terrace ticking.
Oh dear. Silly boy, he's gone around the wicket, as Siddle, to try and get them to do something different, and they've composed themselves well, these openers, and suddenly Andrew Strauss can't resist himself there, having a real dart at this. Peter Siddle's had a good bowl, and now comes Mitchell Johnson. Oh, well, he bowled a really good short ball at Bell that got him out first innings. We've seen there's a bit of bounce and pace occasionally in this pitch, and what he can do is surprise batsmen with his exceptional pace and bounce. Good shot. Good shot. He took that ball off his hip.
Well, that's perfect timing and placement. A loose ball there from Stuart Clark, which is unusual. He's usually a lock you in sort of character, bowling good steady lines and lengths, but on that occasion he's strayed to the leg side and Strauss pounced on it. I personally don't like this field. I think that by bowling too straight to Andrew Strauss, it just allows him too many scoring options. There's nothing wrong with the top of off. Beautiful stroke, the back foot. Outfield's still very quick here. That's 50 partnership for these two. How's he? That's very close, and yes, Ben Hilfenhaus has got his man there. That's a particularly good piece of bowling. Terrific length. What we've seen here from Hilfenhaus is at least 40-odd% of his balls have been on a good length. And in this particular case, just did enough to swing back in, and oh, gee, that looks absolutely plumb.
Strauss just done by that little bit of movement back in. It's a tricky situation for him. He's made 32, England 58 for 1.
Oh, and that's first ball, and he's given him, and could that be the end of Ravi Bupara's Test career? Can you believe it? First ball here, dismissed for no run. And Australia are in incredible shape in this particular stage of the game.
Well, it's fantastic bowling by Hilfenhaus. Bupara indicating there that he got an inside edge. He waved his bat at the umpire and stood his ground for some time. Now, did he get the inside edge? Just there's a little bit of squeeze between bat and pad, so he is unlucky. It was a good delivery from Hilfenhaus, but a poor decision by Arshad Rauf has deprived Ravi Bupara of his wicket. 58 for 2.
Couldn't think of a worse time to come in on a hat-trick for Ben Hilfenhaus. Oh, dear me. Well, it couldn't have got any closer to the outside edge. Ricky Ponting, hands on heads, can't believe it.
Edge down caught by Ricky Ponting. Brilliant bowling by Mitchell Johnson to back up the inroads made by Ben Hilfenhaus. That was too quick, the angle was too awkward for Bell, and he's gone.
Well, I didn't think that was a good defensive shot. Watch how he seems to open the face of the bat. The bat opens, and it's really catching practice. He doesn't really get behind the ball and play it with a straight bat, so his maker's name is going back to the bowler, and I thought that was a poor shot. He's out for 3, and England in big trouble now, 67 for 3.
Oh, did that swing it up? He's out. Collingwood's gone as well. Johnson is exposing England's soft underbelly, and the Australians are rampant.
Well, it's a beautiful fast Yorker. That's what he has the ability to do, to bowl an extra quick delivery. It surprised Collingwood. He almost fell over. Sorry, that's out. And it's a sorry tale for England. Collingwood gone for 4, 74 for 4, and still trailing by 269.
Edge down court. No, just short of Michael Clark, I think. Oh, well, actually, in the end, probably credit to Alistair Cook for just dropping his hands on that and making sure the edge went down.
He just stopped his shot a little bit, look.
Is that out? Yes, it is. He's got Cook as well. Johnson is on fire here. He's back to his best, and that was a brilliant late swinger there. Alistair Cook, who's fought very, very hard to try and stick in, is finally gone.
Well, it's a well-pitched up delivery, quite quick, just offers to move away, and really looked very full for Cook to miss it. And the one thing about Johnson, he's getting his pace up, he's getting his line right. He's not only getting wickets here, he might be getting better and ready for the next test at the Oval. Cook's gone for 30, 78 for 5. What a mess England are in. 265 behind. Oh, that's a shocking shot. That's a bad shot at any stage of the game, but what's happened the last half an hour, Pryor has to play better than that. Wickets have gone down, 5 have gone in half an hour. Mitchell Johnson with 3 wickets to his name. Last ball of the day, he's dropped it. I think that's a drop. My goodness me. And it wasn't too difficult to catch either. Look at this. Shouldn't have been playing at that. Oh, that's a fairly straightforward catch for a slip fielder. Marcus North, what are you doing? England 82 for 5. There could be 82 for 6 there.
Do England have a hero? James Anderson is up and running. Oh, out. That's not a good start. Oh, my goodness. The procession continues.
Exactly what Australia needed here. 60-odd million people clinging to any kind of hope. 20 million people in Australia really, really keen to see the jugular of England exposed here. England now fall 86 for 6.
Oh, beautifully played. That was a special stroke because the ball really exploded out of the pitch. He played that up at chest high or more and was still in control of it. That's beautiful stroke. Lucky, very lucky. Done really in the length as much as anything else. Oh yes, that's a crackerjack. As good a catch as you'll see.
Tremendous athleticism. He's basically dived straight across Ricky Ponting, perhaps the only bloke in the picture at all. But that's a terrific catch. And England are 120 for 7.
Oh, he's dropped it. Dropped it. He's trying to work that to leg, got into it too soon, got a leading edge. And his Siddle there just jumping up one-handed. I think it caught him a bit unawares. He could see Broad playing this to the onside. I don't think he was expecting it. And so he leapt up, just didn't get his leap quite right. He seemed to be just a little behind him, I thought. Oh, that's a flashing drive. Johnson giving him width, and Broad really clattered that. Oh, that's a lucky Chinese cut, that. I don't think that ball was short enough for Swan to be playing a back foot shot. Eventually he's hit one in the air. But he'll get peppered again. He's got 4 for that. But he'll get some more.
Shot. No footwork from Broad, but the bat swung through clean and crisp. Ooh. Took his eye off that. Graham Swan, rather in the manner of some of his blows at Cardiff when Siddle was the bowler then. Edged safe. Stuart Broad clearly intent on throwing the bat at anything wide. That's 4 more. It's quite a good bit of improvisation that time from Stuart Broad. Clark hasn't quite got his line right here. Just about 2 feet too wide outside off stump. Broad has delivered a clip off the toes, which is a very impressive shot. That's really good batting. Nice, clean timing and placement. 42 now to Broad.
It's worth remembering that Stuart Clark climbed into Stuart Broad yesterday, so this is Bit of revenge for Broad. Clark hit a couple of magnificent sixes over square leg. So now Broad wants a piece of his opponent.
This is impressive stuff from Stuart Broad. Actually not very good bowling by Stuart Clark. And meeting out the treatment, Stuart Broad, and 50 partnership between Broad and Swan, that brings up as well. Oh, blimey. That's a very high bouncer, which has been signalled wide by Billy Bowden. Whoa, has he got a bat on that? I think he has, Stuart Broad. That's a no ball, and it's Broad up 4. And it's actually buys. What a shot! Smashed down the ground by Stuart Broad, who celebrates to the dressing room and the crowd for his 50. What a cheer it's raised here at Headingley. And to boot, it's better than his dad ever managed against the Australians at Headingley. That's more runs. Nicely played by Graham Swan, just guiding the little wide ball from Stuart Clark over the slips. Whack, that's a really good shot. That's gone whacking into the boundary boards. Graham Swan on to 27. That's wide of the man at deep square leg. Runs coming thick and fast for this 8th wicket pair. God, what a shot. I don't think he was actually intending to hit it there. He was probably thinking more in terms of mid-wicket. The ball hurried on to him a little bit, but it hurried off the bat as well. High, and is it handsome or is it terminal? No, it's dropped by Mitchell Johnson. A very tricky catch that in the end. Stuart Broad getting away with it, chancing his arm. Wow. Now, is that the catch? Is it? No, he's lost it. There's a great effort on the boundary, but just nothing going Australia's way in this little purple patch. And for Stuart Broad, the cameo continues. He now moves on to 61. Chance, and he's taken it at last. Siddle, the man to get the wicket after all that work. He deserves it really, because he's kept going, he's kept charging in, and some relief really for the Australians to finally get rid of Stuart Broad, caught on the boundary by Shane Watson.
Done a great job on everybody's morale. Look at them, a full house at Headingley standing to Stuart Broad. He's managed to give them what they crave today. It's 2 to 8 for 8.
It's gone for 6, I think. Oh yes, it has. And it brings up Swan's 50. It was a top edge that when you get top edges, and you have a doubt it carries a long way.
There's nothing better than reaching milestone personal note with the maximum of 6.
Oh, well, that's ricocheted off, hasn't it? Sort of sliced off the bat, but very quickly.
And England survived to lunch. They scored 163 runs for 3 wickets off 24 overs. 245 for 8 England, and they trail by 98. What a morning.
Nicely timed by Steve Harmison. And that runs to the boundary as well. Little thin one is the end for Graham Swan. I don't know whether Swan is unhappy with the decision. He's certainly hung around a little. Anyway, it seemed a very convincing and certain appeal from the Australians.
Well, he's unconvinced that he actually nicked it. If he did, there's no deviation. There must have been some slight noise, because the umpire gave him out, but he's not convinced of that. He played very well. He got a standing ovation from the crowd, for his 62 of 72 balls.
That is that. A full straight ball means 5 for Mitchell Johnson, and Australia win the test by an innings and 80 runs. A thoroughly impressive performance that levels the series at 1-1. It means we go to the Oval with so much to play for. Ricky Ponting will be very, very pleased with that performance. Coming from indifference at Edgbaston, saving the game, arriving at Headingley and playing quite superb cricket. For Andrew Strauss, for Paul Collingwood, for Andy Flower. Boy, is there a lot to think about before the teams collect together again at the Oval. England's card is badly balanced, all the runs coming down the order, though Strauss and Cook gave them a reasonable start. It was Matt Pryor at first, and then in particular Stuart Broad and Graham Swan with their partnership of 108 that gave the Headingley faithful something to think about. Ben Hilfenhaus, 19 overs, 2 maidens, 4 for 60. He's been terrific throughout this whole match. Peter Siddle, 1 for 50 from his 12. Stuart Clark, not so good today. Those tail-enders really got stuck into him. Mitchell Johnson, 19 overs and 3 balls, 3 maidens, 5 for 69. He may not be quite at his best, but he's not far from it. These are the bare facts. England 102 and 263 all out. The Australians 445. And for that innings of 110, Marcus North was chosen as the man of the match. The Australians won by an innings and 80 runs, and they inflicted that defeat in little more than 2 days.
Many a tear has to fall, but it's all in the game. All in the wonderful game that we know, You have words with him, and your future's looking dim. But these things, your heart can rise.